Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all participants joining us from different parts of the world. I am Dr. Saki Mushtaq, founder and lead coordinator of the Global Entomologist Network. It is my great pleasure to open today's highly relevant and timely seminar titled Biosecurity at Borders, Entomology's Role in Quarantine, Trade and Pest Risk Management. This seminar highlights the essential role of entomology in strengthening biosecurity systems through early detection, accurate identification, and effective management of invasive insect pests that threaten agricultural productivity, biodiversity, and international trade. By integrating surveillance, pest risk analysis, and science-based quarantine measures, today's session aims to emphasize evidence-driven strategies that support safe trade while preventing trans-boundary pest introductions. The discussion will also reflect on modern diagnostic tools, monitoring approaches, and integrated pest management practices contributing to sustainable and resilient biosecurity framework worldwide. At Gen, we remain committed to promoting scientific collaboration, capacity building, and knowledge exchange to support global plant protection and sustainable agricultural systems. With this, I would like to invite Ms. Asma Talib, the Gen Ambassador, to introduce our distinguished speakers, Mr. Rafiqul Islam from Bangladesh. Ms. Asma.
Thank you, Dr. Saqib. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Mr. Rafiqul Islam, an agriculture and science activist from Bangladesh. Mr. Rafiqul Islam currently serves as Additional Deputy Director in the Plant Quarantine Wing of the Department of Agricultural Extension, Government of Bangladesh. He holds academic qualification in agriculture and agricultural botany and possesses extensive professional experience in pest diagnosis, pest risk analysis, phytosanitary inspection, and implementation of international plant quarantine regulations in accordance with IPPC standards. His professional work focuses on strengthening plant biosecurity system through pest surveillance, quarantine decision making, and risk-based phytosanitary measures to facilitate safe agricultural trade. In addition to his regulatory responsibilities, Mr. Rafiqul Islam is an active science communicator and co-founder of Biology School and a non-profit e-learning platform promoting biological sciences. He also served as assistant coach of the Bangladesh Biology Olympiad and has contributed significantly to science education through authorship and translation of internationally recognized biology textbook into Bengali. Today, Mr. Rafiqul Islam will share his expertise on the role of entomology in enhancing border biosecurity, strengthening quarantine systems, and improving pest risk management to prevent the introduction and spread of invasive insect pests. Mr. Rafiqul Islam, we warmly welcome you and invite you to
Assalamu alaikum, and thank you very much for presenter introducing me and the organizers for inviting me for this outstanding session related to the plant biosecurity. And good morning, good afternoon, and who are engaging in different parts of the globe.
Welcome, sir. Please, you can start. Thank you.
Just a second. Actually, in this session, I will try to discuss with you about related to the entomology impact on the agriculture and agricultural trade, and especially we will focus on the issue related to the plant biosecurity and how we can control our border, the role and the activities by the officials related to the plant quarantine around the world to protect their own country from the invasive pest and the others. Just a second, I am facing a problem to share my screen.
Your screen is visible to us.
Is it okay now, maybe?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Actually, in our session, actually, we mainly focus on the activities related to uh, protect our plant, considering the invasive pests. But before that, actually, I just want to share about the basic concept of entomology. It is very well known to you all that entomology is the study of insects. Mainly, entomology is discussing about the insect covering two aspects, mainly that is general entomology related to the morphology, physiology, taxonomy, behavior, ecology, evolution, and development and metamorphosis based on the insects, and other that is applied entomology, that is the application of entomology related to the agriculture entomology, integrated pest management, urban entomology. That is the issue. That in this slide, just a basic concept about entomology. It is very well known to all as an agriculturist, and the impact on insects on agricultural trade. It is the very crucial issue around the globe because due to the agricultural trade, the numbers of pests are entering from country to country, and that is become the headache of different country considering protection of plant and also plant biosecurity. It is the reported that the insects the important part of agricultural trade. And considering myself as a plant quarantine officer, most of the part of the agricultural trade is mainly uh, face the crucial issue related to insect rather than pathogen, I think so. But also insect is not harmful always. Most of the cases it is very important, beneficial for crop production, that it is reported the pollinating about 75% of the global food crops. That is completely important for the yield, for the production, and for the morphological character, for the heterogeneous activity, and for the continuity of the plant in this world generation to generation. But also the pest that destroy up to 20 to 50% of total global crop production annually. That also reported by the Food and Agriculture Organization. As I have quoted a research conducted in Brazil by CM Oliveira et al., that he showed that the loss of 7.7% in production and total annual economic loss due to insect, and that the economic aspect that is $17.7 billion per year. So it is very important issue that how the insect is impacting on the agricultural trade, agricultural production due to the and also the economic losses of any country. And day by day we experienced that the new invasive pests are coming again and again, and all the countries are being developed day by day for their protection cell as like plant quarantine. They are trying to strengthen their plant quarantine activities so that no invasive pests come into their country. But at now, the numbers of invasive pests are being alarming for the upcoming world. Out of them, the most five are invasive pest is the fall armyworm, that you know in Asia it is very common, especially for the maize nowadays, and originated from African countries, you know. A tomato leaf miner, brown marmorated stingbug, western corn, root mourn, and also Asian citrus xylite. And recently, these insects shown a great impact on the agricultural production and have been the important issue related to the plant biosecurity. So these insects must have the impact on plant health, food security, agricultural trade, and environment. So it is very important for the field of entomology to protect these kinds of invasive pests from country to country to protect their country as safe plant biosecurity, also the production of their in agricultural production. And for consideration this, we need to consider safe agricultural trade. And you know that the top controlling body of international trade is WTO. Their important aspects, important agenda is for agricultural commodities, for safe agricultural trade. But it is very much important to know about the linkage of safe agricultural trade. For consideration of safe agricultural trade, it is not a single pathway. It is that interrelated. It is the framework from production side to the consumer stage, and that is, can say, farm to fork approach. Suppose if you want to take measure in the level of consumer, it is not be possible to be safe, because you have to start from the production level, that is the production side that is conducted by the farmers. So it is very important to consider the related issues, consider the insect, consider other pathogen in the production side, in on the farm, on farm production. That time need to safety measures, and also the part of post harvest and handling procedure, that which kinds of handling procedure we are taken, which kinds of measures need to be applied at that stage to protect that kinds of pests. And also it is very important for maintaining international standard and regulatory compliance, that is related to plant quarantine. We will discuss about the next slides about this issue. And must trade facilitation and inspection, there is no option out of the trade facilitation issue to protect this plant pest, following coordination among different countries, and impacting the plant biosecurity issue. And also there are different activities related to control of these kinds of pests, and training and infrastructure, that is the important issue related to the manpower of each countries, and also the regional and international level. So we need to think about the plant quarantine. Why plant quarantine? It is the related issue of agricultural trade, because in our lecture, actually, we mainly, the most of the part, we will focus on the safe agricultural trade for ensuring safe border and safe agricultural trade. So plant quarantine is important part of them, because it deals with the international related issue. This deals with the protection of pests that is come from one country to another country. For one country, we can say that invasive pests or alien pests or quarantine pests. Okay, so in case of plant quarantine, we just try to know about the simple issue of quarantine and plant quarantine. Just quarantine has become very common from 2019. That time we are very familiar with COVID-19. That time we are always listening about quarantine, quarantine, quarantine. But quarantine is not a new word, a new theme. It's come from very earlier, that is the 1347. That time it is called about, come from the word, Italian word, that is means about 40. And that time the increase of the disease, the people, the passengers of the ship and crews are need to stay 40 days for checking the disease symptoms. So from that word, it comes from quarantine. After that, in case of plant quarantine, it is just plant quarantine that related to that, and very various aspects of plant quarantine we come from the first plant protection law that was enforced in 1660 in France for consideration of the protecting of wheat stem rust. So we can say that about the our record, the plant quarantine started their journey as a regulatory body from the symptom of wheat stem rust. After that, 1800, it related to the grapes phylloxera, and 1887, the Great Britain that started their destructive insects and act and established Board of Agriculture. And day by day, it being changed, it being deformed, new organization has been set up and developed the new structure of the plant quarantine. And at now, before starting to go our plant quarantine activities as an organization, we just need to clear about the few concepts of pest, because insects is one of the pests. So need to know about the pest protection or pest control. You need to know about pest. According to ISPM 5, that is developed by IPPC, pest is the species, strain or biotype of plant, animal or pathogenic agent that is called pest and always injurious to plant and plant body. And this pest is broadly we can consider it is a non-regulated pest and regulated pest. So in his head, the lot of information is there, but it's commonly single sentence, non-regulated pest that is already in your country and spread a vast area, and you are providing prescription to your farmers to control these pests following different measures that already exist in your country in a vast area. And another is regulated pest. That a regulated pest actually that consider it is not present in your country, but if present, that is not spread in different areas, just specific, stay in a specific area. So we will discuss about today related to the regulated pest. So we need to know about regulated pest. These regulated pests are two types. One is quarantine pests and another is regulated non-quarantine pests. If you know about quarantine pest, you just need to consider three terms. One is the pest is absent in your country. Second, if present but not widely distributed. And another is present but is officially controlled. So in case of quarantine pest, if you just get to mind in three terms, so it is very easy. In case of regulated non-quarantine pest, that pest is not quarantine pest, already present in your country in some area, and the invasiveness of this pest exceed if your economic threshold level and your organization want to regulate this pest, that is actually regulated non-quarantine pest. In case of regulated non-quarantine pest, it is very common phenomena in case of island area like Indonesia, like Australia. They are divided their area by ocean and seas. So they, if they found any pest in any part of their country, that time they declared this is regulated non-quarantine pest if it exceed their economic threshold level, and that time they regulate that pest not come from that island to another island, that part to the another part. That type it is regulated non-quarantine pest. Overally, I can say in summary that in case of non-regulated pest, we are always try to control this pest in our country, in our production how station. In case of regulated pest, we just set up different kinds of measures to regulate this quarantine pest so that this pest will not be able to come to my country, enter to my country. And in case of regulated non-quarantine pest, we set different kinds of regulation so that this pest don't exceed economic threshold level and also don't come to one part to the another part of my country. It is the basic about the quarantine regulated pest and non-regulated pests. So for controlling, for protecting plant health in different countries of the world, there is a framework, the flow, the formation of plant quarantine organization. Already I said that the agricultural trade internationally is controlled by, regulated by, supervised by WTO. And then in this WTO just created another department, another wing, that is WTO SPS, WTO World Trade Organization, sanitary and phytosanitary. The main objectives of WTO, that is okay, that's fine, you can trade, you can export import agricultural product commodities from one country to another country, but that will be safe. That means safe agricultural trade. And for safe agricultural trade, you need to follow sanitary and phytosanitary issues and sanitary and phytosanitary regulations and guidelines. And for implementing this WTO SPS, they assigned three organizations food safety issue, IPPC of FAO, it is inter governmental body, that those are related to plant health, and World Organization for Animal Health. These organizations are related to animal health and zoonosis. So we are discussing on plant activities. So our regulatory body is plant health. What is the activities of plant health to IPPC. Actually, IPPC will guide and IPPC will produce standards for phytosanitary measures so that pest producing from agricultural a crop will not enter from one country to another country. We can say that IPPC is responsible for protecting one country from different invasive pests and this pest movement from one country to another country. So, for protecting this pest from entering one country to another country and for ensuring safe agricultural trade in case of crops and plant parts, IPPC producing numbers of measures and diagnosis protocols so that the country can follow these guidelines and can emphasis on their agricultural trade so that they can protect their country from entering different kinds of plant pest or invasive pests. As like they also according to the IPPC acts, they are proposing to all the globe to prepare few organization as like NPPO, that each country will have a organization who is responsible for protecting plant from pests. That is National Plant Protection Organization, NPPO. In case of Bangladesh, we can say that the plant quarantine wing under the Department of Agricultural Extension is responsible for these activities, and that is the NPPO. And also they developed regional plant protection organization as in case of Asia Pacific, that is APPC, Asia Pacific Plant Protection Commission, and also in European area, that is EPPO. So these kinds of regional organization is developed by the IPPC acts so that the regional organization can monitor, can guideline to those countries are a member of this RPPPO. But main activities will be done by the NPPO for each country. So this is the article of IPPC at the left side. The important articles, there are 12 articles actually, and W2S SPS article, that also the 14. That the most important is Article 5. They are saying there is assessment. So this is available in the website. So I just want to go the next activities. These the main activities of an NPPO, National Plant Protection Organization, to protect their country from entering invasive pests and ensuring safe agricultural trade. With the activities, actually main activities is they will set different conditions or measures to protect their country, to protect entering the plant pest to their country during their agricultural trade. That may be export, that may be import, but country will be always conscious about to apply measures strictly during importing any agricultural commodities from another country. So the main or specific activities of a National Plant Protection Organization for protecting their countries: pest surveillance, pest risk analysis, their inspection or sampling of importing consignment or exported consignment, their pest diagnosis, their country pest status, their risk pest analysis and forecasting about the future, the consideration of pest free area, issuing phytosanitary certificate for export. It is very important when any consignment is exported to another country. Plant quarantine, the responsible as like NPPO always issue phytosanitary certificate. This is a paper, but the background a lot of activities, because through this phytosanitary certificate, it is recommend that this consignment is free from any kinds of dangerous pests or invasive pests to the country. So it is very important. Issuing import permit when any consignment come to any country or to the border, that time the NPPO's organization at that border, that is seaport or land port or airport, they just diagnosis the imported consignment and then finalize that there is no risk pest into the consignment. After that, they issue import permit, and after that, this consignment enter into the country. And implementation of phytosanitary measures. And it is very important that all activities will be guidelined by ISPM. You can see here that in case of pest risk analysis, in bracket I noted that ISPM 2, 3, 11, 21 and others. Means pest risk analysis will be conducted by any NPPO following the guidelines of ISPM 2, 3, 11, 21 and related others ISPM. And all these ISPMs are developed by IPPC. So if we want to make free of our country from any invasive pest and protect our country, we must do lot of activities. Out of them, these are the most important activities, but all activities will be done by the standardization, and that is ISPM developed by IPPC. So in case of protection of any country, the NPPO, the important activities of NPPO is pest preparedness. Why they will prepare pest? Actually, to know about the pest status of a country, pest outbreak alert and response system. If any NPPO conduct their activities related to pest preparedness, and anytime they find any new pest that will be dangerous to their country, that time they will respond. They will take decision. They will circular information to their stakeholders so that we can take measures to control this pest from another country. Effective decision for protecting plant health, it is very important. If you have the status, if you have a document about the updated pest of your country or risk pest for your country, so any NPPO can take different kinds of decision for protecting plant health. And also long-term studies or framework plan, this pest preparedness information will help them. So the NPPO will conduct pest preparedness not only consider of plant quarantine, but also contain non-regulated pest also. Because if they want to take decision for exporting, importing any agricultural commodities, and also to impose any phytosanitary measures to protect any new pests, they must need to know first about the pest status of their country. So preparedness of established pests in their country will be the first priority, first activities, I think so. And also the preparedness of risk pest, that maybe we can say invasive pest, we maybe can say that is quarantine pest. So for protecting our border and for our safe agricultural trade, I think this is the first activities of any NPPO. So how this will be conducted? For the pest preparedness, the most important initiation is the survey. There is no another alternative out of this survey activities. So each NPPO just conduct this survey, and the long time activities of the survey for monitoring crops, the update, presence, absence of population of the pest, that is we can say the pest surveillance. According to survey, we know the survey actually the general two types, that is the general surveillance, another is specific surveillance. General surveillance means the gathering information from different source. We can say that the secondary data. And specific surveillance, that is the primary data, that is on field activities. When any members of the NPPO or team of the NPPO just go to the field on, and they will set different kinds of tools that will be the uh, visible by naked eye, that may be microscopic, there also may be the set of different kinds of traps, that will be the, and after the collection of the samples and diagnosis in the laboratory, they will decide the pest status. That is actually the specific surveillance. And this other surveillance not only also related to set phytosanitary measures, but also it is very important for reporting their pest status. And this survey is important for preparation of pest risk analysis. This survey is important for pest alert and forecasting. It is important for pest register also. In recent, pest register is developed in different countries. In Bangladesh, we developed pest risk register. That is the register will be exist in all the plant quarantine stations on Bangladesh, and the head office, our NPPO will monitor of these activities, and through this pest risk register we can decide sometime what we can take, what will be our future actually. And for case of pest free area declaration, we need to survey. We need to collect regulated pests. We need to survey. For ensuring safe trade, we need to survey. So survey is the important tools for collecting the pest status that will be in country and also invasive pest also. And in case of elements of general surveillance, I already said that it is actually the best of secondary data. And if you want to do a general surveillance, you will just review different kinds of literature, and that will be national and international also. You will can collect in pest information from different organizations as like IPPC, EPPO database, and different kinds of RPPO, and from different research organization. Out of NPPO, there are a lot of research organization in any country. In case of Bangladesh, there are Bangladesh Agricultural Research Institute, Bangladesh Rice Research Institute, and so more. And always our NPPO keep contact with them, and we when we need, we contact with the scientist and also academician from the university to collect the information about the pest and another issue. So these kinds of platform will be helpful for us to collect the pests as a general surveillance. I just provide a few platform to collect information about pest. Always IPPC published their monthly report about the pest of different country. You can go to the IPPC website and you will find different updated pest of different country. You can go to the IPPO global database if you need any information about the pest and also pest alert. In this skin at the uh, uh, left below, left bottom side, you will find the pest alert, and you will be able to know about the pest. And if you click to the pest, you will find about the biology and the origin and the area of presence of this pest. And that time we can take decision. Suppose you are importing potato from Netherlands, the new pest alert come to this website IPPO global database that this pest is present in Netherlands and the crop is potato. At that time you will take decision for your further import of potato. Okay, so this is important, very good platform. Also in Australia, there is a very smart, and I think so in case of plant biosecurity, Australia is and New Zealand is number one for pest surveillance, forecasting and others. So you can go to this website to collect the pest status of Australia and their partner countries. And also very important, and I think always it is a very good tool that is developed by CABI, the CABI horizon scanning tool. If you if you are the subscriber of this platform, you will get a lot of information. The most best information you will get through this information during your general surveillance in your NPPO. And you can go to the specific survey, and I'll already say that I already said, for case of a specific survey, you need to go to your farm to collect the data, collect the status of the pest. That maybe the sampling survey, you can go to the your farm and you collect different kinds of sample like stem, like the parts of leaves, parts of flowers, according to the pest existence. And then after collecting of the sample, you will go to the your laboratory and diagnosis, following the diagnosis protocol to be clear about the pest. Also the trapping survey, this is long-term survey. We can set different kinds of traps for collecting the pests, and after that we can diagnosis the what type of pest it is. And visual examination, most of the cases the for your rapid decision of plant quarantine sector, visual examination is very important, but there are some error in this visual examination. For strengthening visual examination, the people related to plant quarantine must need to be very technical and very expert in the field of pest identification. And in case of a specific survey, the survey is few types, and you can take a decision tree. If you go to your field, is the pest present? If you found no, so detection survey. So to determine if pests are present. If the pest is present, that time we need to go delimiting survey to identify the boundary of the survey, how area the pest is present. If the delimiting survey is say that okay, it's yes, pest is present, as like grasshopper is present in the rice field, that time you go for monitoring survey. Suppose we set pheromone trap for protecting, controlling brown plant hopper BPAs, and we set the light trap near to the field for monitoring the pest, the presence of the pest, and considering the presence of the pest of the field, we prescribe to the farmers. So in case of specific survey, we will take decision following the tree rules. And consideration for surveillance, if you want to a standard surveillance and want to get your uh, final and standard pest list that is real, you need to consider few issue. You have to develop a structured and functional surveillance unit in your country. You will organize the surveillance program regularly. You will develop surveillance protocol and SOPs for each pest or consideration of group of pests. You have to skilled manpower for pest survey. Without skilled manpower, it is very impossible for be clear about the right decision of the pest. You have to get technical support for pest detection and diagnosis, and must be you have to the stakeholder coordination. Last 2 years in Bangladesh, we conducted two survey with the coordination of CABI, that is the coconut hispine beetle and thrips. And after the pest surveillance, the another important task of NPPO for protecting the country from invasive pests, that is pest risk analysis. And I think this is the pest risk analysis is the backbone of plant quarantine, because you need to set the different condition or different measures for importing any commodities from any country. But if you want to set any measures, you must have pest risk analysis. So any importing countries to import any products from another country, you must develop pest risk analysis. And based on pest risk analysis, you will set the measures, you will set the condition, you will set the regulation, you will set the procedure to import the products from different countries. So it is very important for pest protecting your country from invasive pests to develop pest risk analysis. And who will prepare this pest risk analysis? I already say importing countries, but sometimes exporting countries develop pest risk analysis on request importing countries. So in different your sessions or different programs, you will find that we will prepare PRA. If you follow the guidelines of ISPM, it is no doubt importing country will prepare pest risk analysis. But due to some alternatives, some issues, exporting countries sometimes prepare pest risk analysis on request by importing countries. But in case of ourselves, actually we prepare that is proactive pest risk analysis considering exporting purpose. Actually this PRA considering exporting purpose we developed for gear up our agricultural trade to another country, for set the new initiation to export any agricultural commodities to another country. But according to ISPM, always importing countries will prepare pest risk analysis. And pest risk analysis is very important due to another uh, issue that you will find from the ISPMs. There are lots of ISPMs are related to PRA, but directly related ISPM 2, ISPM 3, ISPM 11, and 21. That is directly related to pest risk analysis, but most of the ISPMs are involved to prepare a pest risk analysis. So let's go about the few general concept about pest risk analysis. So another point, that is, if you want to take a one sentence summary about pest risk analysis, that is, pest risk analysis will ensure what is it pests. Okay, number one, if is it pests, likelihood of entry in your country, that is probability of the entry of the pest in your country. And if the pest entry your country, likelihood of the establishment of the pest in your country, that is probability of the establishment of your country. And the last is the risk management. That is do confirmation of pest and their likelihood of an entry in a country and their likelihood of establishment in entry country, and provide the suggestion of management of that pest. That is actually the pest risk analysis. In case of pest analysis, it is a lot of issue. It is, I think, it is 7 days session, but is in summary that is the like this. To know about the pest analysis in clear, you know to about the pest risk. Which pest will be risk? Probability of introduction multiply magnitude of impact. Okay, if you found any new pest that has the probability of introduction 90%, but it has no impact in your country, so that time it will not be pest risk and we will not go for pest analysis of the pest. Okay, and probability of introduction, that is the multiplication of probability of entry, probability of establishment, and probability of spread. You know that the probability of entry, establishment, and spread is different issue. Sometimes the new pest can entry in a new country, but if they don't get any host, favorable environment, favorable land, the pest will not be established. If the probability of establishment is okay, if the pest is not get the probable favorable host for spread, that pest will not be spreaded from one part to another part or one country to another country. So also it is the group of activities that one single is probability of introduction, but this involved in the three segment, that each segment is important for the next segment, that it will be uh, it will be 100%, it will be established or it will be split. So finally, the magnitude impact in case of pest analysis, according to the ISPM, three kinds of impacts are assessed for pest analysis. That is economic impact, environmental impact, and social impact. After confirmation of the probability of the introduction, you need to assess the impact of that pest on economy, in your environment, and your society. If everything is okay, that time you will decide which type of measures need to be applied for managing or protecting this pest. Here is a risk matrix just for your consideration. When we do prepare pest risk analysis, this matrix we applied in each stage of probability of introduction for final decision about the probability of introduction, and then go for magnitude impact. So what types of PRA? PRA actually mainly two types, that is pathway initiated PRA and pest initiated PRA. Pathway initiated PRA, suppose numbers of pests are involved with wheat and you are importing wheat from Brazil. That time wheat will be pathway and the numbers of pests will be the different pests. So in case of pathway PRA, the pest is multiple. And another is pest initiated PRA. It is the specific targeted pest PRA. Suppose you are working on the new pest fall armyworm. So fall armyworm can be transported from one country to another country by numbers of products, as like maize, and sometimes as like wheat and related maize products. So that time a pest initiated PRA will get a numbers of pathway. So it is a very clear about the types of PRA, that pathway initiated PRA and pest initiated PRA. Most of the cases we NPPO actually prepare pathway initiated PRA, but out of them there are numbers of pest initiated PRA. You can find a PRA related to standard pest, and I think this PRA is very international standard. That is pest PRA of South American leaf blight. If you go to APPC website, you will find PRA of South American leaf blight. It is very standard and recently prepared by the regional NPP of Asia and Pacific, APPC. And out of them, another PRA, that is policy initiated PRA. Sometimes due to send or manipulation of the policy between different countries, need to develop a PRA. That is actually called policy initiated PRA. But most of the cases in NPPO were prepared pathway initiated and pest initiated PRA. In case of PRA, how we will develop? It is a very, I already said that it is a very long session, long issue, long steps you need to know. But I am just giving you the summary of the PRA preparation so that you can take in your mind and be enlightened for your further study about the PRA because you are involved in these activities. In
Excuse me,
PRA,
sir.
there are three.
Sir,
Sorry.
last 10 minutes are remaining. Can you please summarize quickly? The time is exceeding the last 10 minutes of the
Okay,
session.
okay. Okay,
And we
I'll
will take some.
complete by 10 minutes.
Yeah,
No
please,
problem.
please. Thank you.
Please. That it is actually the important part. So I am giving more time on these parts of actually.
Yeah, please,
In
please
is
take it.
Okay, thank you. In stages first, that is initiation stage. Actually, this stage is for identification of quarantine pests. Is it pest quarantine or not? If that is pest, that you will go for stage 2. If not is pest, you will stop there. In stage 2, pest risk assessment, a lot of activities in pest risk assessment. You need to assess the likelihood of introduction and magnitude of impact. And the stage 3, you will set pest risk management, considering the pest assessment. And stage 2, if you found a lot of pests and that pest have no impact on your country, so that time you don't need any pest risk management. If that is considerable for further pest risk management, so that we will go for stage 3. So covering this actually the 3 stages, but in following the scientific and significant activities you will finally prepare, and must in mind that always pest risk analysis will be science based and technically is just. Without scientific proof, scientific reference and expert judgment, PRA will not be accepted by the team, by the stakeholder organization. This is the summary actually, the stage 1. I think I will share the slide to the organizers. You will get from this. The pest risk analysis, I actually prefer the two smart pest risk analysis format, that is EPO format. They developed the full PRA and rapid PRA. Sometimes need to rapid PRA to decide rapidly for any country. And CABI developed a standard PRA tool, just a standard smart software, I think so. If you have a subscription of this platform, you will develop PRA using PRA tool of CABI. And now the phytosanitary measures for risk management. Until now, actually, we just discussed about the pest status, your preparation and this pest risk analysis of the backbone of protecting your country. And after that, you will set the different phytosanitary measures. The phytosanitary measures is not only actually related to the treatment. It the numbers of legislation, regulation, or official procedure. Suppose that you set a condition to import wheat or import rice from India, that will be free from soil, free from this pest, free from khapra beetle for case of wheat. So these actually are the phytosanitary measures. And also you can set the treatment, that may be the fumigation, that may be the treatment, that may be the cleaning and quarantine isolation. And also sometimes the importers like Japan is they if they want to import from mango from your country, sorry, China, they will set the condition that the gardener must be well registered. Without registered garden, they will not import mango from your country. So that is one kind of phytosanitary measure. Another, sometime different countries impose that the mango, but the jackfruit or the pineapple must come from the pest-free area, specific pest-free area. So pest-free area also important, also the part of phytosanitary measures. So there are a lot of phytosanitary measures actually are required for protecting pests to in case of agricultural trade. That the small conversation. And the new development of the ISPM, that is ISPM 14. This is actually the most important part. They developed this standard for risk management of the agricultural commodity from field to export. And they developed this ISPM 14. You can read to collecting from IPPC website, and that is called a system approach. And this system approach is related to that you have to set different kinds of measures to protect risk pests in different states of crop production. That may be the pre-planting stage, that may be the pre-harvest stage, that will be pre-planting stage, that will be harvest stage, that will be post-harvest treatment and handling stage, and that will be the transportation and distribution stage. And in a system approach that cover all the stages, and the numbers of measures are involved with this system approach. So the numbers of countries are trying to develop system approach for production of their country and exporting to another country. And ISPM and IPPC is giving emphasis on this approach for producing crops in agricultural trade. And the important issue, at the last December, there is a workshop in Chile, Santiago, Chile. I participated that workshop in Bangladesh. We conducted a case study, our synchronization and our status of the system approach for pineapple. And with the help of an expert plant quarantine officer, Malaysia, Shurene Binte Muhammad Razi helped us, and we prepared this. And after participating this program, I found that the IPPC mostly emphasizes that, and they are very eager to the country will apply system approach to manage their pests, so that agricultural activities, the protection and the safety will be enhanced. And finally, I can say, it is my opinion, for consideration strengthening pest management and border control and to protect any country, each country must have this consideration. That is structured and functional organization. They have to functional rules, act and policy. They should have skilled manpower involved in plant protection. They should have pest status of the country and quarantine pest. They should have functional pest outbreak and response system. They should have and always practice PRA based import, and always that PRA must be updated. They should have advanced diagnosis system. They should have the ability of applying different pest management measures, and they should have smart document their auditing system and smart monitoring in case of protecting pests. And also they have the coordination with IPPC, NPPO, exporter, importer, their policymaker and development partner. If any country can conduct these activities, the country will be developed and must be able to protect their country from any invasive pest, I think. And for our further discussion, further information, I think always you need to focus on these websites, this platform, FAO, IPPC, WTO, IPPO, CABI, APARI in Asia and Pacific. These sites is there are numbers of sites, but I always prefer this platform. They always provide different kinds of information, guidelines, different kinds of document to the public, and there is all papers are open access, and that will be helpful for you, I think so, for your further reading. And also there are a lot of platform for your online courses, and these courses will be very helpful for your further learning. That is W2SPS site, I think. Also the Australian ARC Training Center Plant Biosecurity COLIT, and also important and no doubt that is the most important, FAO and IPPC developed IPPC Plant Health Campus. And I always say this is the heaven of the uh, information of plant health. Until now, there are 16 courses. I know the participated in this program are very well known about these courses, and numbers of participants conducted this course. If anyone completed these courses, I think they need to know another topics to know about the protection of the things. So I think, and after the session, this is actually the basic concept I shared with you. You will be help. You'll get help from this discussion, and will be prepared for your further reading from this platform. And we'll go start our new journey, new dream, and new plan for sustainable future working together. Thank you very much, and thank you to the organizers.
Thank you very much, Sir Mr. Rafiqul Islam, for such an informative and very important session. As that most of the agricultural based community trade is mainly based on this today's session, and I think, mashallah, you explained very well, and within time you covered all the important segments of the plant quarantine. Now it's time for the question answer session. and we will take some questions from our respected participants. And I request those who want to ask, either they just raise their hand or they can send their questions in the chat box, please. Or sir, can you please check the chat box? If there is some question, you can read and answer, please.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, thank you, please.
I think in chat box there are no related info question, just always related to your training and your certificate about your webinar.
Yeah, we will provide the question from Dr. Jawad. He's raised his hand. Dr. Jawad, can you please ask your question?
I was definitely. Before I go to my question, I would thank Mr. Rafiqul Islam for this very nice. I would say nice is a very small word because this the topic was very big and the information was very comprehensive. However, it has opened new avenues of thinking and of research perspective to me at least. And I thank the team and the speaker for giving us the opportunity to learn many new things. My question would be very, very basic, like as I consider myself as very naive to this discussing about the regulated pests. Most it was covered in the so I would like to know when we say the pest is not present, who tells that this pest is not present? Um,
Oh,
to me, this role is fulfilled by a taxonomist. Like taxonomists
mhm,
should be there to
mhm.
identify if the organism that we are dealing with is with the right identification or not. So, how the Department of Quarantine fulfills this gap?
Sir, thank you very much for your time. Now the time almost finished, and now we are moving towards the concluding remarks. And I request for the participants, if you are part of our Gen webinar group, the remaining questions, one can send your questions in the WhatsApp group, and our respected speaker is there, and he will, inshallah, answer your all the queries in this regard for today's lecture. And I also request to our respected speaker if he can share the PDF of this presentation in the WhatsApp group. So thank you very much, sir. We are very honored to have you with us. Now it's time for the concluding remarks, and I request the Gen Ambassador, Miss Ansa Ali, please go for the closing remarks of today's session. Thank you.
On behalf of the Global Entomologists Network, we extend our sincere gratitude to Mr. Rafiqul Islam for his insightful and inspiring presentation. In today's session, participants gained valuable knowledge regarding the pivotal role of entomology in strengthening border biosecurity, enhancing quarantine protocols, and supporting pest risk analysis to prevent the introduction and spread of invasive insect species. The speaker's expertise provided a comprehensive perspective on how entomological surveillance, diagnostic tools, and regulatory frameworks contribute to safeguarding the agriculture, protecting biodiversity, and facilitating safe international trade, thereby emphasizing the importance of biosecurity in ensuring a sustainable and resilient future. We also acknowledge the active participation of all attendees whose engagement contributed to the depth and richness of the discussion. This collective interaction undergoes the value of collaborative learning and knowledge exchange, addressing emerging biosecurity challenges and strengthening pest management strategies. At then, we remain committed